January 19th, 2024. It's a beautiful day out. Days like these are a great example of beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Encompassstandment. I am that I am. And I am all. Therefore, all am that all am. Encompassstandment. Conscious focus to be at all places at all times. That way you can actually align with the truth that you are physically in all places at all times. And this is the all am that all am. One of the fundamental principles of encompassstandment is that 2 plus 2 does not always equal 4. Two plus 2 when it comes to geometry can very easily equal 5. But people are scared of the hidden, the center, the occult. This is Franklin Park, Columbus, Ohio. Been coming to this park for a long time, since I was a kid. I don't know if I've ever seen this much. I mean, I'm sure I've been here and seen this much snow before. But typically on a day like this, one tries to stay inside and home if possible. At least this representation or this presentation of one. And that's what's going on. Everything is a presentation of one and none at the same time. This is where zeros and ones come in and the simulation comes in, because everything is zeros and ones. Zero is a different way of saying one. Zero is the negative way of viewing one, the way it's currently perceived. Commonly, to be perceived as a zero, as a no one, is given a negative connotation. So it tends to make the current human not feel so good based off of their social standards. You have to recognize that you are everything that you see and feel. If you're mad at someone, you're just mad at an aspect of yourself. You don't like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Well, you just don't like that part of yourself. You don't like your neighbor. You don't like your own hand. You don't like the fact that you use your left and not your right hand. You feel evil for using your left hand. Just hypothetical. This is not going to be a long video. Quintessentially, I'm making this particular video about a new revelation for me. And this isn't something that I discovered. This is something somebody else discovered that I digested it and I was like, wow. It really resonates with me, being that I like to revert back to 2 plus 2 doesn't always equal 4. So I'm going to get right to the point. And the point is 1 times 1 equals 2. 1 times 1 equals 2. Now, the way we're conditioned is that in our education system here in the United States is that 1 times 1 equals 1. Think about that. What is multiplication? The doubling at the base level of stuff. 1 times 1, you double 1, what do you got? 2. So you're telling me I got one $20 bill here and one $20 bill on my right hand side, and I put them together, and that's just one. I take that one times one $20 bill times one $20 bill, and I can just take that somewhere and spend it, and it's only going to be a $20 bill when it's 2 20s. So I discovered this through Terrence Howard, who's an actor, played in Iron Man. And I heard him talk about stuff before, other stuff. But when he talked about the 1 times 1, that was like, it was a game changer for me. But then I've also been talking to my 14-year-old. I bounced the theory off of my 14-year-old because he's in the middle of the education system right now, you know, being taught that 2 plus 2 always equals 4 and 1 times 1 only equals 1. And so talking to him at first, he was like, nah, it doesn't make sense. And then I brought it up to my 14-year-old again like a few days later, and he was like thinking about it. He was like, yeah, well, why are we taught 1 times 1 equals 1 then? And then he asked me a question. He was like, well, what about 1 times 0, which is, you know, something that you're going to think about it pretty relatively soon after discovering 1 times 1 equals 2. You're going to be like, well, what does 1 times 0 equals? Okay. Now, according to Terrence Howard, 1 times 0 equals 1. And I think I do agree with that. But when I was talking to my 14-year-old about this, he enlightened me, which was kind of odd because as he was enlightening me, we were talking, I was thinking about the same exact thing that he enlightened me on. So, and the fact that 0 times 1 appears to be 0. Because you're timesing the first thing is nothing. You can't times nothing. You cannot multiply nothing. I could be wrong, of course. This is part of everything being a supposition. You know, there's nothing is proven. Things are only demonstrated. So, but if you have 1 times nothing, you still have that 1. But if you have 0, which is nothing, times 1, then ultimately it's 0, because you couldn't times that 1 to nothing. But Terrence Howard says both of them are 1, according to my comprehension of what he's out there saying. So that's the revelation that I had. I've had this for probably a couple months now. And when I first discovered it, I wanted to make a video immediately, like right then and there. But I am a pretty busy person, which is not an excuse, but I also feel like, you know, when it comes to timing, it's got to feel right. That's another thing about Encompassstandment is you're not strictly in the brain the way the education system teaches you. You have to discover your heart. But then you can't be all heart either. You have to discover your heart. Then you have to bring balance between the heart and the brain, the male and the female. So, as I said, I'm a very busy person. I could continue with this video for a long time, even in the cold, because I really enjoy this park. This park is sentimental to me, as are a few parks here in Columbus. And it's not every day you get to hang out in the snow in one of your favorite parks. But as a father of 4 and a grandfather of 1, and then a lord to endless animals, I got to get to the next plan. So to all, I say, strive to stay whole. That is what Encompassstandment enthralls, is strivation. It's a constant strivation. You know, they say the road to success is always under construction. Well, that is Encompassstandment on all levels. And as I said, stay whole, because we are shifting into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of acquisition of knowledge. And if you truly know, then you know to be peace and upside down and broken is not the optimal way to be if you're striving to be of the utmost conscious. All right. Much love to all.